All right, welcome back to the Tosche Station podcast. I have one too many visitors to count, so we have a few people. This is like a full house right here. There is a large amount of us. So, everybody,
Wow, great.
it's the usual cast. Nick's actually back. Would you look at that? He didn't leave. He didn't leave us. He is here.
Fans.
But for the two new people that are here, want to introduce yourselves?
Ooh, don't all
Oh, hell yeah. This is a great fucking start. It's okay, stage fright. I know what happens. Dude, it says they're talking, but their mic, like, I can see that they're talking, but they're not making any noise.
Yeah, I was gonna let them go.
Well, wait, can you not hear me?
Now we can.
I was talking.
Well, now we can actually hear you.
Well, I'm Ben. Yeah.
Obi?
Sick. Did you just say okay?
Yeah, and I'm the resident, barely even, well, okay, I can't say barely but not very much of a Star Wars expert. I'm just here to turn this thing into a fucking anime episode because, that's what we're gonna be here to do.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's definitely what we intended for today's episode. Turn the one fucking thing I love into anime. Great fucking job, guys.
I mean,
Hey,
that
that's
was
how
already
it reaches
done.
its best form.
I mean, it was done, and it was done brilliantly, so I don't know what you're
Yeah.
complaining
It
about.
Star Wars Visions was
Yeah,
incredible.
that
I mean,
was
there
gonna
was
be
only,
my
like-
segue.
Okay, some of it was incredible. Other episodes, I think I wanted to put a gun in my mouth.
The duel,
Yes.
the first one was phenomenal. I'm trying to think of other ones that were notable. The one where it was like the Jedi and his Padawan going down on the planet and they fight the old guy. I thought
yeah,
that one was
that one.
Yeah.
The other one that I thought was pretty good was when they go to the planet to where they're forging lightsabers.
that was cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was sick.
I don't know.
The
What do you guys think of the
Jedi.
twins episode?
That one was fucking weird.
I mean, I know you
Man
guys.
pulled
I
out the fucking LGBT lightsaber at the end there.
well, that's the thing. Is I know you can change
Hey.
the length on a lightsaber, but like that was a little OTT.
I think this was
If
just.
I'm being
I think it was
honest.
purely just like a passion project, like them just showing off like the creativity, I guess. But
Oh, no, that's
apparently,
exactly what it
Yeah.
was.
apparently the
that's-
next season though isn't gonna be like the same style of animation, which is weird.
Well, none of them was the same style of animation. That was the point. Each one was a different studio.
Yeah.
Well,
David,
yeah,
did you just
but
get well actually? I think Ben just well actually you.
I
does
mean,
that-
if he wasn't gonna do it, I was gonna be the guy to do it because I was gonna say the same thing.
You're about to get double well, actually, in the span of
Listen,
by both
there is
you
at least
guys.
one person in a Discord server who pulls out the well actually card, okay?
Bruh,
there's another
I
one
just
who just does
I
nothing but-
heard the hat tilt. I heard the hat tilt from here. It's like, actually, David, you done fucked up now.
Alright, well, if you guys... So, by the time we're recording this video, Andor had just premiered. I have not seen it yet. I'm gonna wait till I can actually sit down and watch all 3 episodes. But we're here to talk about
Yeah, we're-
mostly all the crap that happened at D23, which I think was kind of, mostly a failure. I really didn't think they announced anything that was, like, all that amazing other than Tales of the Jedi, which is kind of sad that a short miniseries is getting me more hyped up than Kenobi ever could. So, with that
What,
being
you
said,
didn't like Kenobi?
no,
Dog-
that was dog shit. That was fucking garbage. Other than the last episode, the last 30 minutes of the last episode.
Oh god, I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
That's strong.
All
Garbage
right,
is
well, anyways,
Oh well.
Wow, we thought Ben was going to be David's biggest ally, and in the span of 10 seconds, the man has been well actually, and what the fuck?
he's the spy.
It's over, David. We have the moral high ground.
All right, anyways, so for all of you that have seen Andor, if you want to just give a quick spoiler-free, what are your first impressions, and when I will actually watch it our next podcast, we'll probably go more in depth, but if you guys just want to give your first impressions, and then we can go on.
I mean, I can go real quick. So I just finished the third episode. I don't know, like an hour ago maybe, and I have to say, I honestly have thoroughly enjoyed it. Um, it's honestly, I think it's way different because what I really enjoyed about Rogue One when it came out was the fact that it wasn't like the normal Star Wars movies that were getting put out. It wasn't. There was no Jedi, and you got to see the nittier and grittier aspect of the rebellion. So you actually saw people dying. You saw what it looked like for the soldiers in the trenches versus, hey, we have three larger than life heroes, and then we have several larger than life heroes, and they're just going to kick unparalleled amounts of ass with no consequence for the most part. Minus Luke losing his hand, but whatever. He got it back. But that they've copied that with Andor, and it's one of those things that they're not doing what like Disney's Marvel has been doing, where they're going over the top with even some of the Disney Star Wars shows with the Easter eggs. What I love about Andor is that Andor from what I've seen from these first 3 episodes is trying to make itself its own thing. And I respect that because it's not trying to name drop. It's not trying to use nostalgia. It is very much, this is a guerrilla organization. And they are using guerrilla tactics where you're not going to see the hero as a hero of absolute good. They are doing some shady shit. And it's been really awesome to see that in the show where Disney hasn't really been able to copy that formula before.
Just bouncing off of that, I really enjoyed, like, it's very slow burn, but it's not slow burn boring. Like, everything that happens has a purpose to it happening, and I enjoyed it. The one thing I didn't really get until like the 3rd episode was the copious amount of flashbacks. Like, and I do mean copious. Like, there was lots of flashbacks to his childhood, and like, I get it. You want to know what everyone's like. Oh, male from Canary, male from Canary. Like, you got to explain what that is, but also like, wow, lots of flashbacks. Again, didn't exactly disagree with the decision, but it was kind of heavy at certain points, and like, I didn't quite get, like, I by episode 3 I got it. Like, I got why it was that particular day that was that the flashbacks were about. Like, but other than that, didn't really see the purpose of it. But yeah, like Peter said, you saw people die, like actually die. Like, that shot,
first episode, bro. Ooh.
like that first episode and episode 3 as well. Like,
yeah,
like that was rough. Like,
I will say quick interjection, Sam, about the 3rd episode. The person who died in that episode, I low key, I wasn't upset about it. It's all I'm gonna say.
Fault. I wasn't upset.
Although, I mean, they killed people in the other shows. Like, I don't know, like Kenobi.
Like,
man got his neck snapped.
Yeah, but that's
on that security gate.
Yeah, that is true. But you're not gonna hear me say that. Like, I'm not on the Kenobi is not, good train. That's a David take. So I'm not. I'm not.
Excuse me, a David? What is that? What do you mean that's a David take?
Okay,
that's literally what half of the fan.
Hold up. We'll get to it. Sam, just finish your thought before we just ramp this train off the rails. Because I can see it coming. Finish your thought, Sam.
No, I mean, I just like, I liked the grit, and I like the tone. I like the fact that, like, this seems to be a show that takes itself seriously, but doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, it's still Star Wars, but it's also like like it's Star Wars because you recognize it as Star Wars, and it's not Star Wars because there's like cheesy things, and we're always talking about like Jedi and the Force and whoop de doo dah, and like no, it's Star Wars because you recognize the universe as Star Wars, and it's like we are in the pre-rebellion like rise of the Empire era, and things are serious, and people could die at any moment, and like I like the fact that the main villains right now are not like just the Empire generic, like the whole Premor thing, like I guess the corporate sector, being like the baddies right now. I like that because we didn't get a whole lot of the corporate sector in like literally anything outside of Legends. So
And real quick before we hear the tsunami of David coming in a second, Ben, you're talking about people dying. They do absolutely, but what you see in Andor is more akin to the Vader child murder in Kenobi than it is to like the graceful music swells as like an important character dies. Like no. These people are getting gunned down in the street.
Yeah, I mean, but
So-
we've seen that shit.
In what though?
All
Is it
throughout
Rogue One?
Star Wars.
You can see Rogue One.
Yeah, I have.
No, are you gonna say Rogue One because it's
Oh, no.
it fits within?
I wasn't gonna say Rogue One.
Yeah, but it's not like in those battle scenes where it's like they shoot an extra and they just collapse over.
Oh, you're right. Because when you're killing people in a war, it doesn't count. That's right.
That's
Forgot
not
about that.
Oh, okay, and here we're getting the Ben is David's counterpart aspect. Excellent.
No, but we have seen shit like that before. Like Mando season 2, he fucking walks in and cuts a man in half.
Okay, that's fair.
only time. That's the only. Other
Or
time where
I don't know. Hear me out. Dooku's head literally rolling like a bowling ball.
That's fair.
Hey, I'm sorry. My favorite fact about that, though, David, is that was actually going to be a worse scene. They actually, like, Christopher Lee had to beg George Lucas to rewrite it because they were originally going to have Count Dooku begging for his life. And Christopher Lee is like, do you not know your own character, George?
No, he didn't.
No, of course he didn't. It's George. He doesn't know jack shit.
Gorsh.
George wrote Star Wars and then trusted other people, and then other people filled in
Everything? You're right.
60% of.
Have you guys seen the video of how he reacted to people saying Han shot first?
I think so. I can't remember what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Well, like,
what's the
these
point
people
of you
have a sign
sending?
that
What's the
says-
point of you sending that in the chat? What does that prove?
Okay.
Oh, you said that most of the fan base said it was garbage, and I needed to tell you that you are indeed wrong because.
Okay,
Damn.
who filled out?
I didn't know we were just allowed to,
Are
like,
we talking
play
about
it?
like all these TikTok stands that run around and say everything's fucking amazing? Like what is that?
Hold on.
I don't know. I feel like Rotten Tomatoes is pretty accurate when it comes to shit.
And an
Yeah, okay,
82%?
yeah.
I feel like for somebody like Kenobi or a show like Kenobi that's been hyped up for years.
Okay,
I feel like
regardless
that's
of
kinda
what
low.
how it's been hyped up,
Alright,
you were
hold on.
like, most of the fan base thinks it's garbage. I don't know. 82% seems to like it, and my math is not my strong suit, I will admit, but I'm pretty sure that's a positive number.
But for Kenobi,
Garrett, what were you trying to say, bro? Garrett was trying to
Oh.
jump in there. I heard him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, that's the whole point of opinions being opinions. It's that it's their viewpoint on something. There is no such thing as a correct opinion. There is a strong opinion about something that most people cannot agree with, but it's still an opinion. It's not
Opinions are
whether it's
like
correct
assholes.
or not.
Everyone has one.
And they stink.
Like I have some strong opinions about things.
All right, well,
Would say some people have some really dumb opinions about things, but I
with that
can't
being
just straight up
said, what
say,
I just
"Damn,
don't
your opinion's
understand
wrong as
how.
fuck."
Okay, if you look
I
at the trailers
totally
that have
agree.
come out for Andor, or hell, even if you watch the 3 episodes of Andor, you can clearly see the amount of just like production quality and overall effort to make this show is like probably the biggest or the most effort they put in. Probably maybe it's comparable to the Mandalorian, but with these other shows like Kenobi and like the Book of Boba Fett, and I hope to God not Ahsoka. Like, why do I just feel like they take some of these legacy characters and they just kind of they don't prioritize them, but when it's stuff that we really don't necessarily need, like an Ahsoka show, which is basically going to be Rebel Season 5, or Andor, which, again, we can all agree, I think we can all agree that it's not a necessary show, that we don't need it, because at the end of the day, we know what happens, but we also at least think that with however many episodes are going to be in this series, that not every episode is going to focus specifically on Andor because it's a more broader scale. But with a show like Kenobi, like why are we spending half the season worrying about where Leia is? Why are we spending half the season worrying about Reva trying to get close to Vader when in reality that whole thing was pointless? Like especially when the show was a such smaller scale and it's only 6 episodes. If it was 12 episodes, I would have said okay, that's fine. But with a 6 episode series, I feel like you really have to make every episode hit, and every episode needs to just be continuous. But
So then, what would you have done? Just had Vader and Obi-Wan going at it every single episode?
no, no, absolutely not. I probably would have at least had what happened in the ending where he met Qui-Gon. I probably would have had a little more Qui-Gon thrown in there, maybe a little more stuff, to do with Luke, but definitely not. I don't know, definitely not what we got. I mean,
But
I don't even
it would make
I'm not a
it would
writer. Like
literally make no sense.
I'm not the one writing the scripts. Like I don't know. Like that's I'm not the one writing the scripts. I'm not the one coming up with these stories. I don't know. I definitely think some of the directing too, like Deborah Chow, I really was, surprised to see that she was taking on this series, and I was excited. And then after our first few episodes, I was just kind of turned off. I mean, the first episode started out pretty well. Like I was genuinely like, okay, like this is probably gonna be a slow burn. I was a little nervous that if it's gonna be a slow burn for 6 episodes, well, it'll all be worth it in the end. And I'm not saying that the last episode. I think the finale and everything was good. I think at the end of the day, we got out clean, if that makes sense. But to say that about a show that is so focused on legacy characters, I think that's kind of disappointing. But I guess at the end of the day, all that matters is that they made enough. They ended it in a way to where they can do multiple seasons and they can just keep on milking it or whatever. But I think that the way it ended was, I mean, fine, but I don't know. I mean, there's no necessary.
They
I
were
don't.
planning on
Nick, you
milking
said you
it.
watched it too, right? Nick, you said you watched it too, right?
Andor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it? And where
I mean,
do you think it has the potential to go?
I think it has potential to really show us a side of the birth of the rebellion we really haven't seen yet. I mean, in the trailers, we've seen characters like Bail Organa and Mon Mothma, who are some of my favorite rebels, and to really see them kind of grow and kind of gather sort of these factional parties that we kind of saw throughout Rebels, and Andor's only taking place about a year before the events, where Ezra meets Kanan on Lothal. So I really think that it could set the stage to really show the birth of the rebellion in a way we haven't seen yet. And I also think that they're really learning how to kind of tailor this content to be a little bit more mature, to a way that, just in the way that Andor, you guys have mentioned, the fact that he killed those guys, just the way that really didn't feel like him just blasting people, that felt like almost like a murder. And I was like, wow, this is a little bit grittier than what we expected. This is kind of the bite that I was hoping Book of Boba Fett would have. I think it has a lot of potential in it. I'm excited to see where it goes.
I agree. I think if Boba had taken that grittier approach, as opposed to the whole I'm sorry. Anytime someone brings up Book of Boba, all I can think of is like a bantha.
Yeah.
But if they had gone with the grittier like um approach to Boba that they did with these first three episodes, I fully agree. I think that would have been a better approach. But I'm glad that they're taking that approach with this because it hasn't really felt like any of the other Star Wars shows we've gotten recently.
I agree.
If anything, it reminds me of the beginning of Mando, because Mando's first episode had a gritty like Western feel to it, and this one is more of a gritty, like you kind of get the feeling like the Jason Bourne movies where it's a guy being targeted and you see everything explode around him, just like all of his friends and family get tossed into it, stuff like that. So I like where they're going with it so far.
I mean, it's one of those shows that I feel like it's like, I mean, I'm not personally like overhyped or excited, like, oh my god, I can't wait. But it's probably gonna be one of those shows that I'm gonna look back on and be like, you know what? Like, I want more of this. Like, why can't we get more of this stuff? Or why can't we get more like actual, I don't know, dark storytelling and not have to worry about cameos or Easter eggs? Oh, do we even want to get into that?
Yep.
Yeah, let's jump into that. I know Sam's been chomping at the fucking bit
All
the
right,
second
so
I said the word
basically,
Easter egg. Jump into
San,
it.
you can give the context and dive on right into it if you wish.
All right. So the context behind this is a Twitter video, or a Twitter clip, a clip that I saw that. What, David, you sent it, or
No, I sent it. I unfortunately introduced y'all to it.
and basically a popular film critic.
I have no idea what she does, bro.
Some kind of, I guess, like film critic, TV critic, or whatever, saw the first 4 episodes, not three, four, the first 4 episodes of Andor.
Yeah, because she mentioned that they mentioned Scarif or something. Like, I have no recollection of them doing that.
Well, see, we only saw 3, so she obviously saw more episodes than we did.
Of course. We are simple peasants, I apologize.
They mentioned Wobani, which is the prison planet where Jyn Erso is kept in
Wobani.
Okay.
All right, so well, after watching,
I was gonna say, Seon, you want to keep going with that thought, bro?
So she says that she like very much disliked it, the series that is, because of the lack of Easter eggs. Because we did not get callbacks to characters that we know. She did not like this show.
Well, so not just that. It wasn't just the fact that she didn't like it because it didn't have Easter eggs. She also said she had the absolute audacity to say that directors owe it to us, the viewer, to install Easter eggs. That should be the biggest selling point of their show or movie is the Easter egg.
She's definitely one of those people that goes, well, if it's Star Wars, it needs to have lightsaber battles. Like, no. Like, not every Star Wars needs... I mean, yeah, it's like a big thing, but like, I'm of the firm believer where it's like, just give me a good story. And yeah, obviously stick to some of the Star Wars lore, but like, I don't need, you know, Episode 1, Duel of the Fates, epic acrobats, and just all-out friggin' warfare like every 5 minutes. Like, no.
Like, I don't have...
David has notoriously been an easy man to please.
No, but I just find this viewpoint where like every show has to have Easter eggs or callbacks to something else that we know really, really stupid.
Yeah,
like,
and you know what screwed that up? You know what set us up for that? You know what set us up for that? Marvel. And their bull crap. Oh, we got to bring in all 3 Spider-Men. Like, yeah, that's cool. That's great. But what's the overall story? Is there like an actual or are we just gonna put them on the screen just for everybody to be like, oh my god, yay! Give us like there has to be a reasoning for it. Like, just don't just do it just to be like, well, we really want to, this is what the fans want. This is what, our fan base wants. We really, I don't know, just no sense of a good, like, actual independent storytelling. We're just going to do it just to make them happy for a few months, and then, whatever. They won't really...
Well, I mean, for them, it's mostly about what makes the most money. So if that one makes the most money, then that's what they're going to do.
I mean, I know this isn't going to be, it's not completely on point, but I have a friend who's extremely big into Marvel and stuff, so he's always telling me about all the shit going on, and a lot of the times it seems to be they really get a lot of their ideas and stuff from like straight from the comics. So a lot of the stuff that people question are usually from the comics that they're being referenced to, and a lot of people obviously aren't comic book readers, so they don't know that, and people complain about like, oh, this didn't make any sense, or why is this happening, kind of thing. So it's like it's not always just because, like, yeah, you want to please your fans because again, they're the ones paying money to see the stuff that you make, and if they're not happy, they're not going to pay the money. But it's also them still trying to stay true to the roots of the whole entire series, which is the comics.
That's true.
And I don't think the average MCU fan is gonna, like, I don't know, go and read every comic or analyze every show or every backstory to just understand, like, the basics of a certain character. Like, I think a lot of people are very, especially with the MCU, because there's so much content, they're very particular with what shows or what movies or what characters they watch and like, which is fine. I mean, you'll just be lost when, like, the finale, quote unquote, like the final act comes on for the movie or whatever. But that's just kind of how it is. But with Star Wars, it's like they're not really trying to bring everything together or connect everything, so it's not really the same, if it makes any sense. But, like, I definitely think they're trying to follow the streaming formula of making all these, like, independent character shows or movies. But anyways, that's kind of what I want to get into as far as D23 goes and what didn't get announced. But the first thing that I think a lot of us are excited for is Tales of the Jedi, which is basically just extra Clone Wars content, which I'm all there for.
Absolutely.
Especially with Count Dooku. Like, for the longest time, have I wanted to see a younger Count Dooku, turn to the Sith, and just because I've always, like, when I first found out, like, that was his background, I was like, oh, I'd love to, like, see how that turns out. But in this trailer, they're definitely showing at, like, they're gonna fully portray that, and it's gonna be pretty dark. So I can't wait to see that.
It was so good to see Dooku. It was so weird seeing him with the brown hair, the shaved face, and the blue blade coming out of his curved handle lightsaber. I was like, what? That just looks wrong.
What is this sorcery?
Although young Qui-Gon boys. Young Qui-Gon.
Young Qui-Gon looks surprisingly like Sean Bean. I was like, what is going on?
It's because he dies.
Oh my god.
My God.
Yep. That's exactly. I was. Someone would say it.
And then we see Windu try to.
As George would say, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
We see Windu too try to, like, have him control himself. That's gonna be epic. But the one thing that I think stands out the most, and honestly, I don't know if we're gonna get much of this scene. It's probably just gonna be like that quick. Like, I don't know how much we're gonna get of that particular scene or that particular time, but we see Ahsoka at Padme's funeral, and the only thing I think that scene is there for is just for them to be like, okay, she was here. That's it. Like, I don't know how much they like, what more they can do.
I think that also is because you see in the Clone Wars, like, it's an emotional moment in the movie alone. But after you see the fact that they became such close friends during the Clone Wars, I don't think it's more. I don't think it's being written as, oh, look, she was there. It's more so. It's like she's mourning literally how many people she's had to watch die, or how many friends she's had to lose because of Order 66 and the transition from the Republic to the Empire.
Oh, we're also gonna have to watch Order 66 again.
I don't know if we'll watch it again. They may just cut to the
I don't
aftermath.
think we will. I think they're probably just gonna jump over it.
Yeah.
Because there's
Yeah,
honest to
basically
God,
the
there's
Book of
not
Boba
too much of a
Gonna
point
work.
in having us watch it like what for the third time.
Yeah,
At this
what are
point?
your
No,
guys'
it's
opinions
easily
on
like the 6th or 7th.
seeing Order 66 over and over again, but also finding out how many people have actually
Well-
survived actually dumbs down?
Well, no,
The-
because they've announced in other forms of the Star Wars media that it was a resounding failure. Like, Palpatine recognizes that Order 66 was not as effective as he had hoped it would be.
Well,
So, like, they know that they were shortcomings. That's why they create the Inquisitorius. Is because he's kind of like, yeah, my plan didn't work nearly as well as I hoped, so let me send in the cleanup crew.
yeah, for the most part, that's correct.
My question for y'all, real quick, going off that show, why do you think that we're getting those two perspectives? Why are we getting, like, Ahsoka? I understand a lot of people want to know what she was up to between the ending of Clone Wars and then Rebels. But why do you think that we're getting the 50-50 split between Ahsoka and Dooku?
In my mind, it's
Kind
because
of throwing
they're.
me for a loop, because that's a weird team up.
I'm pretty
In
sure
my
it's
mind,
going to
it's-
be more than just that. It's like that's just kind of what they happen to show.
What were you saying, Nick?
I was just gonna say, I feel like it's a good dueling perspective because they're both Jedi who left the Order of their own free will. You know what I mean? And they both, kind of decided to follow their own view and will of the Force to very different ends. But I feel like it'll be nice to kind of see the comparison back and forth.
Yeah, you see the good and the bad aspect of what could be from leaving the Order.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I could get behind that if that's the approach they take.
It's only going to be like 15 minutes, though, I think, each episode, which is kind of...
Really?
That's-
Damn.
Yeah, but
15.
yeah. So, I mean, I guess that's what
Is it going to be
get
like
when they're
another
called
thing
shorts.
where it's only 6 episodes?
Yes,
as well,
and
or-
they're all
oh,
dropping at
that's
once.
Oh,
That's
Jesus
annoying.
Christ! Gonna finish it in like.
See, I'm okay
Sitting.
with that because that way you can just binge through it.
So
I
we're
don't
gonna
like
get
the whole
we're gonna
having
get a
to-
lot of shows overlapping here. See, they've delayed a whole bunch
See-
of stuff, and I don't know why. I don't know what the issue is, but like we were supposed to get Andor a month ago. Now Andor's gonna overlap with Tales of the Jedi, which doesn't really matter because they're all dropping at once. So whatever. And then Andor's gonna end, and then what's after Andor? Andor will
Ahsoka?
end around November, I think. So then I think Ahsoka isn't until next year. So then I think after Andor, we get Bad Batch. No,
wait.
no, isn't the Bad Batch coming out like next year?
Yeah, I think everything's coming out next year.
So we're gonna
Yeah, January 4th, 23.
So we literally have Andor, and that's it.
Let me see.
So we're getting, because it's going to be Obi. Are they doing a second trailer for? I can't remember if they're doing a second season for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I don't think it's been announced. I don't think they're going
So
to.
yeah,
I don't
it
know
seems
what would they even do like for that. Would it just be like what would they even do?
training.
6
Although-
episodes of training, and then somebody trying to go after Luke, maybe. Maybe we could get 3
No, I think
episodes
instead of going after Luke, it wouldn't make any sense because Luke and Ben never really had any contact prior to that. They knew of each other.
Oh.
Luke knew of him, but he didn't have any contact with him.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So
the most that they could
So did
do
Reva,
is
but apparently she just ended up becoming a nothing.
that was kind of honestly that was really stupid. But,
Honestly, it could just be like the Inquisitors going after Kenobi.
that's
could be
what
kinda
I
cool.
was thinking. Which actually brings me to
oh no.
what do you
Like
call
what,
it?
each-
Jedi Survivor.
So excited.
That's going to be in the same-ish timeline as Kenobi, and
Which one was Survivor?
that's the next
the
one,
new one.
after Fallen
yeah,
Order.
okay,
Who's in the
okay.
tank?
Yeah.
So that's been we're not 100%, but a lot of people have been saying that it could be Galen Merrick.
Well, that's a fucking Jesus
which
Christ.
wouldn't make
That
any
would-
sense.
That's
That's
But-
gonna be
disappointing.
huge.
So much.
that's gonna be
Um,
fucking terrible.
Well, if it is, Cal Kestis just died.
If it is, and isn't this game supposed to be canon?
Oh
It
yeah,
is.
it's canon.
So
it's
so
canon.
they're basically making him canon then.
This is if it's actually him. There's honestly, I'm pretty skeptical because they'd have to completely redo Galen Merrick because it makes currently
He wouldn't be
he's
Galen
too
Merrick.
powerful.
He'd be a totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they could do Starkiller, but it couldn't be Galen Merrick.
No.
It's just not possible.
I'm of the firm opinion that he needs to remain Legends.
I mean, I would love it if they brought him into canon, but I don't know how they would do it because he is way too powerful.
And I
Yeah,
also
they
heard a
brought him-
rumor.
If they brought him into Legend, if they brought him into canon, they would break canon.
Pretty much.
I also
Unless
heard a
they-
rumor.
Unless they like significantly like nerfed the shit out of him.
I heard a rumor that Christian Bale was supposed to be playing a major character in an upcoming Star Wars solo project, and everybody was hinting that it would be a Galen Merrick thing. I don't know
Why
how I
wouldn't they
feel
just
about
have
that.
Sam Witwer
That's
do it?
literally what I was saying. I'm like, they're just. But maybe he's of the
the
belief
person
that
it's
he wants.
modeled after.
Yeah, maybe he thinks that. I don't know. I don't know what if Sam's voiced his opinion on
Well-
whether or not he thinks it should be canon or not.
I don't think he did.
Going off the theory thing real quick, I just looked up was it Game Rant? One of the leading theories is the guy in the back to tank is actually Terran Malicos. And then
That would be sick.
That would be interesting and kind of makes
If
sense.
he was in the
it
tank,
says
why
right
would
here, one leading theory, although with
No,
a few
that wouldn't make
holes,
any
is
fucking
that
sense
this
at
is
all.
well, it says one leading theory, although with a few holes, is that this is Terran Malicos. Players encounter this former Jedi on Dathomir. While he's severely injured and presumed dead, that doesn't mean much in the Star Wars universe.
That's true. Somehow he returned.
That's not wrong, but I.
Oh,
but
wow. Guys, you want to
Why?
hear this? Ryan
Go for it.
Johnson's Star Wars trilogy reportedly canceled.
Let's
No
go.
surprise.
Okay.
So
Cut
was
to the parade from the Phantom Menace.
Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie status unknown. Book of Boba season 2 status unknown. Rogue
No.
Squadron. Apparently, Rogue
Don't
Squadron
bring
got
Kevin Feige into this.
Roast got canned, and I'm pissed.
Yeah,
What?
that's
I thought it got greenlit.
No, it got
got-
canceled.
Were
it
they
got
doing
taken
a show?
off the it got taken off the Disney
I know-
23 slate of shows, I guess.
I know Rangers and the New Republic got canceled a while ago, but I
Also,
mean,
Have we gotten
Yeah,
any
'cause they
updates on
canned
what
Gina.
the skeleton crew is?
I don't know why they
Yeah.
couldn't just replace her. If
Actually, that's a. Let me check
yeah,
that.
skeleton will be interesting. I'm really curious to see what that thing even
What?
is.
what?
What skeleton crew?
Skeleton Crew. It's
What is
Jude
that?
Law, right?
Their only thing that they're banking on is that it's Jude Law. That's literally everything they've said about it. Yeah, Jude Law's in it.
Timeline 9 years after the Battle of Yavin.
What are your guys'
Okay,
thoughts
but-
on the Acolyte show that's supposed to be like
Do we know
Yeah.
anything about it?
we know not much about it other than that the character is I forget the main character's name.
Let me check it.
Asajj Ventress.
It's either
Uh,
I think
it's either gonna
Plagueis is reportedly like
oh shit!
rumored
It's
to be in
100
it.
years before the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
old.
Old Republic, let's go.
All right, we know a little
no,
bit about
that's
the
not
plot.
The old, that's not exactly
Still do the
the
High
Old Republic.
It's not exactly.
Okay, Older Republic.
The end of the High
Leslie-
Republic.
This is the
Headland.
High Republic. This is that's the High Republic, not the Old Republic.
No! Stay away from the High Republic boys.
No, they've been going crazy with the High Republic lately.
I actually I looked into it. It's not as bad as we thought.
The
Okay,
books.
And I know that's gonna pain some of you to hear, but like
No, I mean, I can believe it.
I genuinely think you should give it a chance if you get the opportunity.
Fair.
Wait, opportunity to what?
To read books or to look
Yeah.
at the
Oh,
or to look at the material, like the comics and stuff like that. Like it's honestly like I was kind of impressed as to like what they had going on. I was like, oh well, this is interesting.
I've
I
only
mean-
read one of the Vader comics. That's all I've read.
That's not High Republic.
that's not higher.
I know, but I'm just like making it known that I haven't even read like any comics in general. So
Oh, okay.
like,
Personally, my favorite time period is when Darth Bane first becomes a thing.
The rule. Of
why can't
two,
they just
baby.
make a Old Republic movie or show or something? Like why? Why is it that hard? Like y'all remember when Kathleen
there's-
said there wasn't enough source material?
Because she's an
She
idiot.
should have been fired on the spot.
She should have been shot.
Let's not encourage that on the. Okay.
Not advocating
FBI's
for
Wow.
gonna be knocking on my door any minute now.
It's so fucking unreal watching two Davids go at each other in this fucking podcast.
a disclaimer: we are not advocating for violence against Kathleen Kennedy. We're just saying she's an idiot.
No, but
Ben is
apparently
in
you
fact a
fucks
visitor.
are encouraging violence against us.
Well, just you, princess.
Yeah, that's a you thing.
Sounds like a
that
you
sounds like
problem.
What's up? They're there for you.
Yes.
Is this one of those you can't beat me, no, but he can type things going on? Is that what this is right now?
No, David. David, we listen to you be mean every time we meet. So. The Captain Cynic over here. It's just funny watching someone else give you the same
Look
exact
at me.
treatment. you
I'm the
give us.
captain now. I'm the cynic now.
No, I think Ben's giving you a run for your money, Buttercup.
Yeah,
I'm
you
sure to
are
respond to that one.
you are a cynic, but you are not the cynic anymore.
I am
Reggie
the
Bush has something
cynic.
important.
Not yet.
Not
Or-
yet.
It's a healthy debate then.
It is most definitely not.
No.
It's what are those? We don't have the Star Wars fandom.
Alright. If y'all had to restructure the current state of Lucasfilm, who's kicking the can? Who are you promoting? Who are you hiring? Who are you? What are you doing? What cards are you shuffling?
I'd say give John and Dave full control of fucking everything.
No, Dave gets
Unlimited
full control.
power.
Dave
Literally.
gets full control because John is too busy being stretched between Marvel and.
Okay. No. Let's say Marvel isn't a thing for John. Would you say go for it?
No, you're adding conditions now.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
you're
But
in an alternate reality.
We're also speaking hypothetically, and why not add conditions? It's hypothetical
I'd
anyway.
probably promote John, and then I'd want to keep Dave in like the creative, like aspect of where he is right now. Like, I don't think I'd want him to be like the boss, but I think I'd want him to like have
Well,
more.
I'm just worried because I love Dave Filoni's work. Don't get me wrong. But it seems like Disney's answer to Star Wars is like, oh, we're having a problem? Just get Dave. It's like, no, you can't keep stretching this dude because, like, he loves what he's doing. But if you keep
Eventually, you
stretching
will
him,
burn him out.
exactly, you keep hitting print on a printer. Eventually, it's gonna run out of ink if you don't give it a fucking break. And they're doing that to Dave. Dave is basically their fucking flex seal.
Well, I think
He's their
once
flex team.
I think once Disney, got control, they basically like cleaned house and fired everybody, and brought in a whole
exactly
bunch of
what they
new
did.
people. So I'd probably rehire all those people that got let go. I'd probably want to get Lucas Games or whatever up and running again.
Listen.
I'd want all the old games to be remastered. I'd want a hard remaster of the Old Republic and Battlefront 2.
Basically, you're stating your wishes that will never come true.
Yes.
And
Yeah, this is a lot.
I'm-
of
I'm
info.
just-
You just said this
saying.
is an alternate. You just said whatever. So I'm
No,
if you're the one.
Well, it was I was talking about the hypothetical of how you would restructure the hierarchy of fucking Disney for doing Star
Listen,
Wars. Not
No, what I think personally, if we're doing any of the action scenes for shootouts in like shows or anything like that, I want them to get the guy who directed episode 14 in season 2 of Mando, the one where Boba comes back to get his armor.
that.
Oh yes.
Dude, do you know who that was?
No.
So that's
Let me
Robert
check it.
Rodriguez.
Oh,
Do you know what he's responsible for producing? Spy Kids.
Oh god.
Oh hell
Wow.
yeah.
He is a
Are you
producer on
serious?
Spy Kids 2.
Oh my god, he did
No wonder that shit
Machete,
was so
Sin
fire.
City.
I'd probably
Dude,
want if whoever
Battle Angel.
That easily is one of my favorite episodes of the entire Mando series
I'd probably
because
want
it is so brutal and fun to watch.
that. Why is that Boba? I'm having a hard time believing that Boba in Mando and the Boba in his own show are the same fucking people. I'm sorry.
They're not.
You're not
Like a
wrong.
bantha.
You're not wrong
Like
for
a
that.
bantha.
Although
And this-
honestly, Boba was like a massive letdown, and it was pretty much just Mando season 3.
Yep.
Yep, with
Well,
Cad Bane. Whoop
2.5.
Oh wait, he's dead. Never mind.
Honestly, they
Hey,
wasted
listen.
Cad Bane horribly.
Yes, they did.
Can we talk
They
about
did.
how Fennec Shand was the better bounty hunter in that whole series?
Yeah, she was.
Well, no, there's a reason for that. And that's Tamora Morrison. Because Tamora was getting into arguments with Jon Favreau during the production of the show because Jon would have him do all these lines and dialogue and shit. And Tamora was like, I saw an interview with him and he's like, dude, I honestly told the interviewer, he goes, anytime Jon had all of these, I'd look at the script and these paragraphs of my dialogue, and I would literally hand the script to the one who was playing Fennec. So I would hand her the script and go, you're going to be saying these things. He has me as Boba Fett talking way too much.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think Boba Fett is.
Even Tamora knew there was something wrong with that.
I think the show is proof we don't need. Maybe we don't need a show for every single character that exists.
Oh, so what do you guys think about Samuel L. Jackson wanting to return and Tamara Morrison wanting a bounty on him?
No.
I say go for it at this point because look. At the end of the day, and Garrett, feel free to chime in whenever because we are going to be we're going to be experts about this for a little bit. We're going to go there right now. They like what Disney did with Finn is they put a lightsaber in the hand of a black man and put it in their trailers.
They put it on their posters.
Put it on
It
their
was
posters.
everywhere.
Except in China.
On their American posters, yes. Now let's see the Chinese version.
American posters.
Oh,
they're
wait.
the ones that matter.
What? Yes. Put it on their posters and said, "Yeah, this is what it's gonna be. You will see a black man with a lightsaber for the first time since Sam Jackson himself." And I swear to you, black people who had never really like they liked Star Wars, right? But they weren't like fans. You know, they were like, "Oh yeah, good movies, whatever." You know, they were like, "Oh word." A black Jedi? Bet say less out. And I'm like, I'm the same way. Bro, do you like when well to keep it short, you don't like in science fiction and stuff like that, you don't see a whole lot of black people in leading roles. Like you don't.
Nah.
Like we don't really get like the cool space powers or whatever. We had
real quick, Sam, just for reference, I just looked it up. So so Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005.
yeah.
The Force Awakens came out in 2015. So that was a straight decade where a black man did not hold the lightsaber.
A straight decade since we've seen a black dude with a lightsaber. right? We was out. We was excited. I left that movie feeling robbed. I left that movie feeling so
Hey,
robbed.
I don't know
And
why.
it only
I
got
left that
worse.
movie not knowing what a Star War was.
It
Listen,
only
John
got
Boyega
worse.
was like actively like pissed off that they like
He was
fucking
heated.
cucked him.
Seon, he held a lightsaber, bro. What's your
He
problem?
was like, oh yeah, it's like, Disney literally went. He got to hold a lightsaber. What more do you want?
He held a
Motherfucker,
lightsaber.
I
Yeah.
want you
His
to
They
be
felt
a
as
Jedi.
though they
another one.
pandered enough, so they were like, all right, we're just going to do the bare minimum here. Well, that's all right. They got their 5
It
seconds
was
of fame.
literally the bare minimum.
Hey,
It was
although
so
I
much
will say,
bullshit.
funnily enough,
Open
they
screen
tried to
time.
fix that. They tried to fix that with so big nerd. I know it's a huge shocker.
Oh, we're talking about the guy who plays Jar Jar.
No.
Okay.
So big nerd on Disney Plus.
I
They
was-
did the gorgeous Lego holiday special
I was gonna say, yeah, they made
What?
in which they literally do like a Back to the Future / Infinity War with every fucking Jedi character from the prequels, the original trilogy, and the sequels.
There's a
And
sequence
they
in the
literally that starts
Kenobi.
off with Rey training Finn how to use a lightsaber because he's apparently a Jedi.
That gives
That
me more
actually-
pain. I honestly wish you didn't say that because that gives me even more pain.
That actually happens, but it's in a Lego adaptation of a holiday special.
That is so pain.
Closest that
Like it's just
That
it's
I-
too little too
Nick-
Comes
late.
up with
wait,
this
oh,
shit, but like,
Time out.
I don't
Are
know
Nick
if they're
and I the
smoking,
only
but
ones
it's
who've
like
seen it?
awful.
Are
They are
Nick and I the only
You
ones
really
who've
think I'm
seen
going to
that?
sit down and choose to watch that? Like,
Yeah, I don't
seriously?
think-
No, Nick, back me up on this. Was it not an incredible special?
It was pretty good. It was worth
It
like
is-
the 30 minutes it took to watch it.
Dude, it absolutely is worth watching.
Oh, it's only 30
I was just
minutes?
like, oh my
Fair
God.
enough.
Yeah, it's
It,
like
it was all
30
about
it's a
Chewbacca
30-minute
getting to
special.
go with his family for Life Day. Such a
Yeah.
heartwarming story.
But it's Lego,
Oh,
so
what?
it's just like as much humor as possible.
I don't know what Disney was smoking when they decided that they were going to drop the most like disingenuous like preview trailer whatever of all time and got the hopes up of an entire community of people. I don't know what they were smoking when they decided that that was the route they wanted to go. But let me tell you, like, I hope to never be on that same amount of whatever.
They were smoking
All right.
the same thing
Since-
that they were when they went
Also,
to
then
episode
they-
9.
Since we
and
got some new
wrote
voices
that
in
how
here,
Out of a
Palpatine
cool
existed.
death.
since we got some new voices in here, what are y'all's opinions on the sequel trilogy? Because, you know, we like to take a few minutes each episode to just beat that horse.
Oh, I real quick for that one. I think everyone in the original crew for this podcast needs to mute themselves just to let these two go at it, because I know all of us are gonna fucking interject.
Oh God.
Oh, not
I
good.
mean-
All right.
Why? Okay, I feel like muting yourselves is overkill. It's a podcast. Feel free to interject.
No,
muting-
because everyone
Whoever.
who's listened to this has heard us go off on this since we started, so
Why?
it's
Because
only fair.
well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not even just this podcast. Everyone hates the sequel trilogy.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all. That's enough I need to hear.
Oh God.
David's
Here we
Vin.
No,
Actually,
I
take it
agree
back. I
wholeheartedly.
know a few people who prefer it over the prequels.
Wait, say again?
I-
What?
Here's the thing-
My uncle prefers the sequels to the prequels.
You might have to excommunicate him from your family. Just say.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Like,
There's only
No,
one thing I can positively say about the sequel trilogy.
They were movies.
Visuals. That's it.
yes,
It's
the
the most
visuals were
updated
gorgeous.
visual
That's
cinematography.
true.
Maybe a bit of the soundtrack, but other than that, nothing.
Not even. No, it was lackluster and like honestly, they tried to make it like more kid friendly and shit than it was previously so they could sell toys and shit.
No, they didn't. Did you see how
Yes.
angsty?
Yes,
Did you
they
see how
fucking did.
angsty Ray was in
That's
episode
part of it, though.
in
Oh
episode
my
9?
god.
Kylo Ren
That's-
Roman.
She had like
Like,
triangular teeth. How edgy.
Gollum face, baby.
oh hell yeah. No, but like no, they
Give
did
me the
actively try to
precious
make
head.
certain things more cutesy so they could sell shit. But no, she was angsty and bullshit like that. But I don't know.
Like, how
just
much screen time did those like little porg guys on Ankh-To get? Like the little
Uh,
pigeon dudes that were training with Luke,
a half decent amount.
and
Oh, no.
literally all of that was just to sell merchandise of them.
And tell me
Yes.
how we
Wait.
didn't get a scene with Luke, Han, Leia all together.
Because who the fuck knows?
Hey, but Chewbacca finally
honestly,
got his medal.
do we know how they got Harrison Ford to come back?
Money.
I was
Like,
just gonna say a ridiculous
a
sum of
mortgage
money.
payment.
Did you see the video of him at D23 explaining Indiana Jones and how he was bawling his eyes out because, like, how much that series means to him? He doesn't give
Well,
a
yeah,
shit about Star Wars now.
Well, no, because did you
No, he's
see
always
his
hated Star
reaction?
Wars.
His reaction to Chris Pratt? Because Chris
What?
Pratt expressed interest in playing Indiana Jones
Oh, I didn't know
after
this.
Harrison retires, and Harrison was
Oh,
like,
God.
"Dude, when I die, that role's dying with me."
He was like, "I will run this roll into the ground, and it will."
He
Yeah,
said,
die
"Not
with
even over my dead body."
yeah, legit. When I die, I'm burying the rights to it with me.
Well, damn. I mean, good for
Although,
him.
hey, Indian short round got back together, boys.
So okay, so for The Force Awakens, Harrison Ford made $10,000.
What?
I believe it.
That's
10,000.
it?
That's it.
That's nothing.
No, wait, what?
What?
No, that would make more sense if it was for
No,
the
that's
episode
a
9.
New Hope. That's a New Hope.
Yeah.
So
Well, also,
why
look-
did
look
I?
at what
why is it
$10,000
telling me
there.
that? That's not what I fucking asked for.
Because they're the same movie, Ben.
Yes, I'm aware of that, Peter.
You're not getting
10
conflicting
to 20
information.
million.
It's giving you the correct information.
10 to 20 million.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker made about 25 million.
All right. But still, like, he then went on, I don't know if you guys saw this. He did an interview, and
I think I know
when
where this is
asked
going.
his favorite color, he said, "I wish George Lucas would die."
Wow.
He-
This is not
it
where
was
I
a-
thought this was going.
It was this whole thing. This guy was asking him questions about Star Wars, and he went on this entire fucking rant of like, "I wish I never met George Lucas. I hate Star Wars. I wish I never did it." It
Well,
was
the only reason he got pulled into it was because George saw him in Indiana Jones and was like, you know what? I'm making you do a fucking a script run for this.
yeah, no, but he was like, I wish I never did it. I would have made the money anyway. Someone, and then the guy asks, "Oh, something about Yoda," and he's like, "The fuck is a Yoda?"
Well, did you
But-
hear him when they asked about Force Ghosts?
Who was he, like, with the Nelk Boys or something talking about this? Like, this sounds like the most scuffed freaking interview.
No,
Well,
it was
no-
like a typed interview. It wasn't like
Yeah.
in person. But
No, they asked him too. He was like, "Why didn't Harrison come back as a Force Ghost?" And he was like, "Why did Han come back as a Force Ghost?" He's like, "What the fuck is a Force Ghost?"
yeah, no, really. And
I don't
then
even
he
think
goes
JJ
into
knew what he was
detail
doing with
about
that
how
scene.
he wants to kill George Lucas. He's like, I used to imagine killing George Lucas, having my hands wrapped around his throat while he begged for life. And
That
now,
checks out.
now it doesn't even need to be me. Someone just needs to kill him. And it's like, and George, if you're reading this, and I know you are, I hope you die.
What is that? Are you
That's-
serious?
That
Oh no,
OD.
this is completely real. This is completely real.
I need you to drop that in general.
Yeah, sure. Give me a
You
second.
should have dropped that into the fucking FBI's evidence room. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's actually absolutely crazy.
But what were y'all's thoughts heading into episode 9?
My thoughts were, this can't possibly be as bad as I think it's gonna be. And of course,
Somehow, Palpatine returned.
I was
Oh my
wrong.
god. Yeah, the moment I heard
I was
that, I was just
so-
like, I'm not even going to give this movie a chance. It's
Nick,
over.
Nick and I went to go see that together. I think for the first time,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
not cute.
and I think both of us were like, both of us got fucking. We got really excited when we saw the Death Star. We got really excited when we heard the past Jedi talking to Rey, and we got really excited when we saw, was it Ian McDermott as Palpatine? And I
Yes.
think that was about it, Nick. Is there anything
Yeah,
else?
I mean, I thought it was the best of the 3 sequels.
What?
I just personally, I mean, I just enjoyed like the lightsaber fight on. I can't remember the name of the planet. I just thought
Sticks
that.
hitting each other. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I thought
It
it was
looked like
pretty
they
like.
were swinging maces and giant
No,
freaking.
it looked horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I mean,
choreography for the fight scenes in the sequels was not great.
No.
I feel like that was the only one though that kind of stood out to me. I mean, the rest of them I agree were definitely very bad, especially the one in Force Awakens. It's like they're literally just swinging baseball bats at each other, and oh,
My personal
Well,
favorite
hey.
moment is when Ray says it's Palpin time.
God damn it.
Yeah, I loved when Morbius came flying through the screen and took Kylo Ren and chucked him in halfway across the map. That was great.
Hey, my favorite part is when Ben Solo sees his dad, and then Morbius pops out of the Death Star and just throws him into the water after his lightsaber.
My favorite
My
part was
favorite
when
part is when
Ben
Morbius
Solo
bites-
threw his lightsaber into the water and Grievous came crawling out of the Death Star, clamming for that lightsaber.
Best edit.
Part is
This
when
scene.
my favorite part is when
I
They
liked
actually-
the credits, and that was it.
my favorite part is that Disney made a big deal about there being an openly gay couple in Star Wars. And
Yes.
it turned,
No, no,
Oh
no.
my
No, no,
god.
They
dude,
spent
here's
way
the
more
other-
time advertising that than trying to make a good fucking movie.
No,
Flip.
but that's the thing is like they have the first openly gay couple. It is literally a single kiss, and it is so insignificant that in China they edited the clip out, and the movie didn't change.
Wait. I don't remember. What was this?
It was at the end when they come back from destroying the Death Star 3.
The Death
Oh,
Star
God.
planet, Exegol.
Yes, but they come back and the rebels are all celebrating, and two women literally run up, give each other a kiss in the background of a shot, and then it just transitions to the heroes.
They don't
meeting
even
up
have the
with each other.
balls to put it dead
No
in the
wonder I
middle of the
didn't fucking
screen.
notice it.
Star Wars, and I'm like, guys, you were better off not advertising this at all.
Dude,
Yeah.
China literally edited the fucking thing out, and you couldn't even tell.
That's funny.
It was like them.
Worst part of the movies, sequels, when they cucked John Boyega out of a good death.
Oh my god.
He could have died like 3 times. He could have died. He had the chance to die in each movie.
Yes, he
No.
did. But I personally, if they had killed him in the second sequel movie, when as like a martyr, like ramming into the fucking thing and killing himself but saving everyone else, that would have been great. And then they have this dumb bitch Rose ram into him and be like, "No, you can't die!" And fucking go into a coma.
Well,
Just as-
no, he
as-
didn't go to a coma that time.
Beat the
Just the
empire
first
by
time.
destroying what we hate, but by saving what we love. And I looked at my little brother.
Look at
'Cause I
how
had
they
taken-
massacred my boy.
I took him to see this movie, right? And I looked at my little brother, and we both were like, "What?"
Oh, okay, real quick. So I know we've talked about this on the podcast before, but all right, Garrett and Ben, question for you. I just want to know if you guys heard the same rumors. So in episode 8 with Ryan Johnson, you guys, I don't know, it's very insignificant, but at the end of the movie, they cut back to the casino planet, okay?
Yeah.
And they have that little boy working in the stables looking up at the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you hear the theories that that boy was Galen Merrick?
Yeah, I did, and I thought.
I think I did briefly hear
I'm
about
pretty
that.
sure I
Yeah.
told someone to kill themselves.
That boy was meant to be
Through
Starkiller.
internet crashing.
If that's Star Killer, I'm Jesus.
Also, my favorite part about the sequels was in episode 9, where you watch J.J. Abrams actively try to undo every single thing that Ryan Johnson did.
Nah, you know what spin-off show I'm waiting for? Wade.
What?
Wade.
You know,
What?
Rip Wade. Come on now.
Oh my gosh.
Do you guys
I
not
didn't
know the great pilot who sacrificed everybody's life, or he sacrificed his life to save his friends?
Wade.
Oh my
What?
gosh. This is from Kenobi.
Oh, fucking
They spent like
Lord.
5
Oh, get
minutes
the
on this
fuck outta
freaking
here.
guy.
We've already been on a tangent about this, David. I know for a fact I went on the tangent about it. The most useless character in a
Pickled
fucking
Jedi.
show.
Freaking Wade. Get out of here with that.
Bruh.
Get real.
And the biggest issue with that for me is the fact that they played up at the end like, oh my god, Wade's dead. It's like,
Who the fuck
Huh?
is Wade?
he's literally the pilot just gets
No,
blown
no,
the
I know,
fuck
I know
up.
who it
Okay,
is,
yeah.
but like, Wade's
Also,
dead, but who cares?
That is literally a Jedi youngling doing a fucking trick shot on a snow speeder
I don't know what's
at
worse,
the end of
that
that episode.
or the way they like snuck out of there.
No, dude, legit. When they did the whole thing that Wade died, and they were playing it up, I think I literally sat there and went, "Who the fuck is this dude? Who's Wade?" And then
No,
we talked about it, like,
Wade Skywalker.
oh, it's
Figure out who
Okay.
you only
And
figure
he
out who
just
Wade
appears
is
in
through
the
the context
background giving a
clue.
thumbs up.
Who are
only-
you? I'm Wade.
You only figure out who
Wade
Wade is through the
Skywalker.
context clue of of that other pilot screaming out Wade or Wade's gone.
No, Seon, even then, I had no fucking idea who it was, bro.
You see
He
him once before in the show.
Yeah, I don't even know if they
That
played off that he
And
and her were
Tala,
lovers.
when she died, like, I'm just like, okay, I could give two shits and a fuck. Like,
No,
seriously.
Tawa, I actually had
That was a
something
little
for him.
more
Like, that
like
sucks.
impactful.
It was sad.
Yeah, like,
That was sad, Nick.
a little bit, but, like, I mean, I was
No.
only sad for the fact that I'm like, oh, here we go. Kenobi's just seeing another one of his friends die. Like, this is just great.
I mean, yeah, that's the point.
Yes, but, like, that's, like, I was sad for the fact that he saw her die. I wasn't like, oh, no, Tala. I was more so like,
that's
oh,
why
no.
you're supposed to be sad. You're not supposed to be sad because she died. No one cares about her. She's like inconsequential.
I cared.
That's what I'm saying. That's literally what I'm saying.
No, I know.
She's
I know.
very gorgeous to
I
me.
agree.
She
I
is very
cared.
gorgeous to me.
Although, can we talk about the Iron Giant moment?
The what?
The Iron Giant moment where her fucking robot just jumps in front of her.
What if he just fucking took off, like, the helmet and it was fucking Quinlan Voss or somebody? I remember that
No,
being a
dude.
thing floating around.
Dude, I swear to
Well,
God,
because
you
they've
could
got-
play
they
that
say
clip.
Quinlan Voss in the show. He's got his name carved in or something.
Yeah, just,
Yeah.
but,
No,
I mean-
you could literally play the clip of that robot ducking down in front of her dying, and you could edit in the Iron Giant Superman thing at the end of it, and it would fit perfectly.
alright, well, I'm thinking about
It's
wrapping
just-
this shit up too, because I gotta get up in, like, 6 hours.
Say
5:30, bitch.
you guys get to
FML.
sleep till 5:30.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
What time do you get out of work, Ben?
What time do I get out of work?
Yes.
I don't know.
Alright,
Depends how
well,
late I
I
wanna
figured we
stay.
could end this on a
3:30-ish.
pretty quick and easy topic. Y'all's favorite Star Wars video games within the most recent years, or at least one that you think of that like you have a fond memory of playing.
We on the podcast all know that David's favorite is Fallen Order.
No, like I'm genuinely excited for. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm genuinely excited for the sequel. I just hope that a lot of the issues are fixed.
We literally had to hold you at gunpoint to finish
Yeah,
that
you
game.
basically did. You literally did. Well, what's new? The sky is blue. Being on the internet, you have to be held at gunpoint to friggin' not get canceled or agree with everybody else. Yeah, I know. I know what it's like.
Wait,
I know what it's
Peter,
like to be in the minority. Okay, of an opinion.
No,
Wait, did you show the rest of them the Order 66 thing I showed you with the door?
I told him about it. Yeah, favorite thing.
Yeah, that was
Just keep
the
spamming
highlight.
that one door on the train at the beginning to get screamed that it's Order 66.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Favorite Star Wars game within recent years?
Or one that you just think of and you're like, I have nothing but positive things to say about that game because it's
Force
amazing.
Unleashed. Force Unleashed.
Hell yeah.
Wow, that's really recent.
Number two.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
not
say-
recent at all. No,
I
but,
know.
like, I love it.
Fuck, there was one I played on the GameCube with my brother a fuck ton. That was God, was it like Rogue Squadron or something like that? It was all about the ships.
Rogue Squadron was one of them. There was also TIE Fighter and X-Wing games, like literally called that.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't that. I
Um,
think it was Rogue Squadron. That one was bad fun.
Oh, a Star Wars game that I think is kind of fun, but like, you know, a lot of people, you know, don't like is it's an MMO, Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people.
It's a good. Okay, it was a good game. Then they fucked it. I don't know. It's still cool. But for recently, honestly, the only one that comes to mind is Fallen Order because that's like the only recent one that's really come out.
Well, I mean, I haven't played Squadrons yet. I plan to in the very near future.
Oh,
But
that's true. Squad.
I was
Dude.
just gonna say Squadrons is
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Having spoken to Nick, I know Nick fucking loves Squadrons.
It's literally everything you've ever dreamed of as a little kid. Getting into a pilot of getting into the cockpit of an X-wing and then just attacking a Star Destroyer head on.
Yep.
Like just the finer points of the gameplay just make it so satisfying.
Honestly,
Dude.
what they need to do is
No,
combine
what-
like Battlefront with Squadrons and just make it seamless, like ground.
No,
to
one of the-
air.
one
I
of
mean, they did that
Nick-
in literally like 2005, but for whatever reason, they can't do that now. So
Yeah, I
Nick,
don't. Yeah, I
Nick,
don't
one of my
get
favorite
that.
things in Squadrons is that you can swap what mode your ship is in. If you want it in attack mode, defense
Oh,
mode, or
that
just
was awesome. I really
maneuvering
liked that.
mode.
You could
You
like
can
And
switch
divert
to
the
like
weapon.
shields and shit. And
is there a
two,
campaign
like-
for that, or is it all just like online?
Yeah, there's a campaign.
Oh yeah,
There's
dude, absolutely.
Yeah.
You play as both sides of the conflict. Nick is the certified professional to talk to this, in my view.
It's a phenomenal campaign. You switch between two different squadrons. One's a rebel squadron, and you get to fly a mix of, Y wings, U wings, A wings, and of course X wings. And then you can like some of the missions you switch over to the Imperial side, and you fly TIE fighters, TIE Advance, TIE bombers, and TIE Reapers, which are
Interceptors, I believe.
it's so much fun. And it's like you can divert the power to like your shields if you need more health, your engines if you need to go faster, your weapons if you need to hit harder. And then you can also even angle the deflector shields. To say you're flying in a Star Destroyer, you can put your shields to the front to block all of the incoming fire. So it's all of like those finer things to just make the game so much fun to play.
I'm
So
definitely
it's
gonna
a
have to
really
check it
good
out.
time.
Now that I got a new monitor that's curved and 4K and all that goodness, I'm gonna have to give that
Ooh.
a shot.
Oh, you should get flight sticks and a VR headset and make yourself
God.
throw up.
Oh, yes, I'd love.
I
to.
That's
gotta,
going
I
all
gotta
in.
say,
I played
I gotta
Resident
say-
Evil 7 in VR. Jesus. Oh my god, I thought
Oh
it was
god.
play Squadrons in VR for the sheer fact that like I want that at least once. I know I'm gonna kill my eyes. I know I'm gonna make my head explode, but I want it. I want the experience.
I mean,
Small price
I
to
feel
pay
that.
for Salvation.
I just don't own Squadrons on the PC.
I have to
Yeah,
get
I
on
have it on
PC, I feel like.
Xbox.
I have to get on PC.
I will
I have
say,
it through Peter on the PlayStation.
yeah, you do, baby.
I'm gonna look and see how much it is right now. I have a feeling it's
It's
Um,
free on Game Pass.
it's free
So-
on Game Pass.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
for real?
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah! I'll
Yeah.
download that bitch right now.
I
saw
will-
it.
Because I remember
will
that
say-
game coming out, but I just completely forgot about it.
listen, I will
Honestly,
say,
it died
I-
pretty quick because it didn't get super great reviews, but like overall, it was pretty fun from the small
Yeah.
amount I
Flight
played.
mechanics are really like for people who are really into flight sim games. It's
Yeah.
great, but you know
Yeah.
it's kind of like
It's not something you can just pick up and play like a shooter.
Yeah,
No.
it's definitely like it definitely takes a little while to get the hang of it.
There's
but
a learning
like I
curve,
said,
yeah.
yeah.
I will
But
also
it's-
say,
it's
in terms of
phenomenal.
the games coming out, I will say that as much as I do have problems with it, I fucking loved the Lego Skywalker saga.
It was fun.
Yeah,
There
so-
was-
I was literally playing it
They
earlier
did
in
a
this
lot
call.
right with it.
Honestly,
Yeah, they did a
the
lot right
only
with
thing
that.
I wish that they did is add a friggin' online multiplayer.
Yeah.
I mean,
it would not have been hard. They did it in the Complete Saga back on Xbox 360.
definitely not the same. I mean, I definitely don't think it's amazing.
No,
but
I wish that they had done more with the actual levels. That was
Yes.
my issue.
So
Yeah, I
yeah,
felt
no,
like
it was
the
it was
levels-
really short, especially the like the farther you got into it, the shorter they were.
yeah.
But
Did you
also
guys
just
play the
playing
Lego
off of the
Clone
different
Wars?
characters.
Yes, that
So
was a
that's the only one I've never played because I've never had access to it.
Dude, you can literally unlock Star Killer in that game.
Can you?
Yeah,
Dope.
Gonna have to
it's
go back and
honestly
play that
it's
now.
great. No, because you also could do like full on like combat zones where you were going in and actually leading troops to take command posts.
All right, fellas.
Do we have that on PS? Do we share that?
It's on PS. I think it's on the PlayStation Store now.
All right,
Oh,
fellas.
okay.
I think it's
Alright,
that time.
fellas. Yep.
That sounds about right. honestly.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yep.
Oh,
Bit
Alright,
of an
good night,
abrupt
gentlemen.
ending, but
if you
Well,
guys enjoyed, please like, share with your friends. Check us out on Spotify. And yeah, gentlemen, thank you for hopping on. Again, with the amount of Star Wars news that comes out, we'll be sure to, give our opinions as we start getting news trickling, and it feels like that there's points where there's really nothing, and then when they announce it all, they just kind of drop it all on us like a bomb. So
Yeah.
we will be sure to let you know our thoughts and opinions on the upcoming episodes for Andor. I'm probably going to watch those episodes. I think I'll be able to watch them all on Saturday. So Saturday, I'm just going to sit down, watch all 3 episodes. How long are they? Are they an hour or 40 minutes?
No.
About
Like 40 minutes each.
apiece.
All right. Well, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Adios.
Deuces.